Good morning. Good damn morning, I should say. Welcome to another edition of the Rogue Robe Rant with yours truly, DaamnKam. We're going to jump right into the daily reflection today. Today is Friday, January 20th, 2023. For addicts and alcoholics who are still suffering, who haven't seen that a new way of life is possible yet, it is January 20th, the DaamnDailyReflections. We pause and ask. As we go through the day, we pause when agitated or doubtful and ask for the right thought or action. Alcoholics Anonymous, page 87. Today, I humbly ask my higher power for the grace to find the space between my impulse and my action, to let flow a cooling breeze when I would respond with heat, to interrupt fierceness with gentle peace, to accept the moment which allows judgment to become discernment, to defer to silence when my tongue would rush to attack or defend. I promise to watch for every opportunity to turn toward my higher power for guidance. I know where this power is. It resides within me. As clear as a mountain brook hidden in the hills, it is the unsuspected inner resource. I thank my higher power for this world of light and truth I see when I allow it to direct my vision. I trust it today and hope it trusts me to make all effort to find the right thought or action today. You know, it's pause when agitated. For us, it's the continuous. It's this continuous narrative that reads itself as inner dialogue throughout the process of long-term recovery. Now, it's very likely the same process that happens in short-term sobriety. However, short-term sobriety is amplified. Every little question that we had about whether or not we should be doing something, or we should go somewhere, or we should hang with those people, or this and that and this and that and that, every little question we had was amplified. The degree of which we were pontificating the ramifications of our actions was magnified. And that is because not only were we now living under a heightened sense of awareness that we put the plug in the jug and we threw the pipe in the ocean, or we smashed the bubble under our boot heel, or we chucked the pills in the toilet, or we blew the coke off into the driveway, whatever the case may be, when we put our cure down, our demons get louder. Now, our fault, our dilemma in the beginning was not being able to deal with said demons long enough for them to quiet down. In other words, being able to continuously go to meetings, talking to people who had more time in the program than we did, spending time doing extracurricular recovery stuff, whether it's recovery dances, recovery bingo, recovery coffee with supposed potential friend or supposed sponsor, or any multitude of activities that we could participate in that would redirect our energy into something new, a new way of life, a new way of living. In the Narcotics Anonymous program, they're extremely big on this new way of life because the old way wasn't working. Alcoholics Anonymous is very much the same, however, being more in touch with the old main vein, if you will. AA predates NA by like 30 years or so, I believe, and within that 30 years, there was a lot of hardcore alcoholics that were given a death sentence, and somehow they were able to evade their sentence. And Bill Wilson is no exception to the rule. Bill Wilson should have died. Bill Wilson, Bill W., founder of AA, was in mental institution after mental institution, not being able to put down the bottle. And whether it be for Dr. Bob, who he eventually joined forces with to create the program, or whether it be his amazing wife that he had throughout his entire stint, both on and off the wagon, or it be any number of alcoholics he went and visited in hospitals before meetings were even a thing, and he would bring these meetings to these people who were in the depths of disparity. They were in the ditches of depravity. They were down in the trenches of tumultuous turmoil that seemed to go on unending until a figure came in with some notes, not an official manuscript at that time, but a figure came in with some notes and shared a little bit of hope rather than a little bit of dope. And what we've seen since then is the ability for an addict to pause. Pause is all it takes. When we have a negative thought that goes sideways in the middle of the day, when someone glances at our girlfriend the wrong way, we pause. When somebody steps on our boot when we're riding the bus, we say something, but we pause. When the damn microphone turned out to be muted this whole time, so none of the audio really picked up, we pause. All of these things don't come naturally. Kam's first instinct usually isn't the right one, but it's that ability to pause, especially when agitated, that has proven to be a golden resource when it comes to living the life I want to live. Diagnosed with some mental ailments, I consider them spiritual sicknesses. However, in 2021, I was diagnosed with schizophrenia and schizo-E disorder, and that is a powerful diagnosis that rocked me to my core. However, I was able to stay in the program. I didn't have to turn to the dope man. I didn't have to go and buy a couple six-packs. I didn't feel like throwing everything away just because I got dealt a joker in the deck after I had reshuffled. March 17th, 2020. I reshuffled that bitch. And the cards that were redealt included fatherhood. They included being a 30-year-old man moving back in with my parents after 13 years. They've included having another child and trying to build some sort of a future for a family. Not just Kam and what Kam wants, but really thinking about other individuals and admitting when I am selfish. And sometimes I'm too selfish to put other things and other people before myself and my program. This is a selfish disease. The first thing you put above your recovery will be the second thing you lose. First, you're gonna lose your recovery, and then you're gonna lose whatever it was you put above your recovery. That's what they told me in the beginning. Now, I've relapsed probably 3 times. And you can only relapse when you are in recovery. Those who aren't in recovery can't relapse. And so if you're out there and you struggle with the relapse recently, remember, you had to have been in recovery to relapse. And if you were in recovery, you can get back in recovery. Just because you fell off that wagon, horse, Maserati, Vespa, doesn't mean you have to lay in the highway and keep getting ran over by incoming traffic.
nothing less than the
right?
best of
We
yourself.
can get back up.
I
We
hope
can
the
look
fear
around
you were
like,
dealt
oh,
is outweighed
stuff.
by the love that you
But
felt. There's no shame
I'm not gonna
in
keep
asking
going
for
the
help.
wrong way
So
down a
take minute
one-way
to
lane.
get it. You're
I'm
in
gonna
it to
turn
win
my
it
ass
until you
around,
finish yourself.
probably get to a
Expectations are
meeting,
waiting for your patience
and go
to
handle
gradually
business.
melt. The tragedy's held in every part.
Check out the
Spark,
Recovery is
transformation that
Discovery
will
is
start.
Recovery blog. That's at that DaamnTalkspot.locals.com.
And this process definitely
You can also find us everywhere your media already gets social. Just check out DaamnTalk. That's DaamnTalk. Or you can search us at tripdubs.daamntalk.com, where people perceive information. Till next time.
Would you lead or follow? Would you speak or swallow? Would you capture the moment and own it, or wait for tomorrow? Everything that you're claiming you're owning is actually borrowed. It's not coincidental, your body's a rental. Emotional, physical, mental. Your purpose and right is transcendence of spirit. Death is just another part of life. You shouldn't fear it. If you see the light, you should go near it. If you try to describe it, you'll just be judging by appearance. Your purpose and right is transcendence of spirit. Death is just another part of life. You shouldn't fear it. If you see the light, you should go near it. If you try to describe it, you'll just be judging by appearance. You'll just be judging by appearance. You'll just be judging by appearance. This is nothing biblical, position is pivotal. With spiritual rituals, individual miracles, interfering in intervals if your love is habitual. Unconditional principles, your identical inner souls. The literal centerfolds and admissible stories told. Indivisible letter molds, unforgivable lost goals. Invisible plot holes, unforgettable gospels. Undeniable apostles, unfillable bottles. Unwinnable lottos. Untraceable shadows, unerasable battles. The insanity rattles. If you demand to be forgetters with no pictures of forgivers. If you see what you seek and only speak of winners, then you'll reach for the peak and you'll beat the wizards. If you see what you seek and you speak of winners, then you'll reach for the peak and you'll beat the wizards. If you see what you seek and you speak of winners, then you'll reach for the peak and you'll beat the wizards. Then you'll reach for the peak and you'll beat the wizards.